Good day. Welcome to AYI Training Center. I'm Emery Lukumber. On this video, we will discuss about WordPress and Elementor course. This is a video that represents class 1 for AYI training courses on online and also a physical class. So on this video, I will discuss about a WordPress. Now, before I explain about what is a WordPress or Elementor, it's going to confuse you. Firstly, I'm going to introduce you about website. I think you heard much about website. What is a website? Everything, web page. In my computer here, I open any browser. Everything I'm viewing on my browser are inside the website. What is actually a website? So a website is a collection of publicly accessible interlink web page that share a single domain name. Alternatively, is a collection of document or data stored on a server and access to the internet. Now, there are different types of website, with the most common type including like e-commerce website, business website, portfolio website, event website, personal website, membership, non-profit, informational website, online forum, social media, and other more. So now, this page shows that all the stuff you view online when you go to internet, open any browser. So all of this, as explained in the beginning here, all the publicly accessibly, like the image, video, or text, everything that you view are mostly stored in what we refer website. Now, in order for you to reach that website, you reach that particular website through what we call a domain. And then you read a specific data information through what we refer as a web page. Because the website, it's a collection of web page. Let me first show example what I mean website. Like for me to browse a website, a web page, I need a browser in my computer or a phone, whatever I'm using. So I'm gonna click this one here. So I wanna search information. To search information, we use this one. Now, this is what we call a search engine. Whenever I open Google.com, it comes already with these search engines. But let's say I want to use a Bing, which another search engines. I'll tap www.bing.com. So this is what we refer as a domain. When I'm tapping this domain, I press enter. Then I come here and I will tap maybe AYI Training Center. So I'm searching for AYI Training Center. Then this will bring me AYI Training Center information. I want to go to Facebook. So Facebook, it's a website that falls under a category of social media. So I'll tap Facebook here, or I'll go to read a link here. I'm going to set this link, and then this link will take me to a particular web page that dedicated to the company which is under Facebook. What is a web page? A web page is a hypertext document on the World Wide Web. So what is hypertext? A hypertext is a text display on a computer display or electronic device with a reference referred to as a hyperlink to other that the reader can immediately access. So if I go back to here, in order for you to reach this Facebook, you need a particular link. Now this link, HTTPS and the www, which is stand World Wide Web, and the name of the domain of the website I'm using, which is the facebook.com, then a particular page that was given to this company to share the information. If I highlight from here, this is what we refer as a domain. But when the domain have extra information, like this is what we refer as a link. So this link, if I copy this one, I can go to another tab of my web browser. I'll paste it. I will have the same page as is. Now that's what called a link or a URL link. So here we say, what is a World www. So a www stands for the World Wide Web, commonly referred as a www or W3 or the web. This it represents what we call a web. Now, what is a web? A web is any interconnected system of public web page access to the internet. Another way, in order for you to reach this web page, you need what we call a link or a URL that will give you access to the particular page. But this link, it's part of what we call a domain. A domain, it's what we say in the beginning. If I go back in the beginning, where we say a website is a collection of publicly interconnected web page. Now, when you have more page connected in a together, then it become a website. It's like one page. It's called a web page. But when we have more page, it becomes like a site. We have more page, and we call it as a website. But in condition, those web page must be connected in them. So, like why we call Facebook a website, because Facebook got millions of pages of people. Like currently here, I'm in page of African Inventions, which is the AYI Training Center. But if I select here the AYI Training Center, now it's another page. Can you see it's changed? It's called Facebook Ilukombo. If you come here, you will see the link change. This is the domain of the Facebook website plus the name dedicated to this web page. Now this link, it's a unique name of this page. But if I go to here, this also changed. This is also is a unique name of this page. So this is a web page. If I come here, another web page. Now, because I got one web page plus another web page, which is all linked in one domain, you will see does not change from here. And the same thing, if I go here, it's also the same domain, but after slash, you're gonna see the name change. These two pages, the African Youth Invention page and the AYI Training page, are both linked in one domain called www.facebook.com. Now, then we refer this as a website. But example here, I say, what is a domain name? A domain name is a unique name that appear between the protocol sign HTTPS or www in a URL or a web address. When you hear about web address, URL, link, they are all saying the same thing, but they sometimes in a way, because link take me to a specially web address. So the link can also call a web address. So like I can say, can you give me web address for AYI? So I will come here and I said web address for AYI. You come here, you tap www.ayi.co.za. This is what I'm referring, web address, and it's also called a domain. You will obtain or purchase a domain name from any web hosting company and the domain name company of your name chosen by the owner. For example, here in this web address, there is a what we call a HTTPS, and there's the interconnected web systems, and then you got the domain name, and you got a particular link dedicated to the page you go. Now, this is how you read the fake website or everything. Okay, there are three parts. There's HTTPS, which I'll discuss further. I'll discuss about the www. Then this is mostly it's a name. So that's very important. Like if I go, I tap www.fnb.co.za. So now this takes me to FNB Bank account. So I can trust this website. Why? Because the FNB, it's the First National Bank. It's the name of the bank, FNB. Now, I will tap again FNB again. I will tap www.fnb.fr. You see this, I will reach it. Now, look what I'm finding now here. I'm finding something unique. Now, you can come here, put your information. That's very dangerous because I don't trust this domain. Because why? Firstly, it's not secure. You can say it's not secure. It say FNB. Now, there is a fnb.co.za and then there is a fnb.fr. What differ them? Now, this is where you will understanding why it's very important to understand where you put your information, where you put like your ID, your bank detail, your name, your number, your all information. This is a confusion here. The difference is that each country is dedicated with what you call a code top level name. We say here, what is a code top level domain name? A country code top level name is internet top level domain reserved for a country or a sovereign state. Like South Africa, I'm gonna copy this one. If I go to here and then tap what is a code top level name of South Africa, which is the South African domain name register is .co.za domain for domain. Now that's a term to understand the difference between here. So this, you're gonna see here, it's fnb.co.za. So that means this website, it registered in South Africa. So this .fr, it's for France country. So if I go here, I tap a top level name for France, top level name for France. It's .fr. It's .fr. Now it says this website it registered in France, not in South Africa. Now, what is the FNB? FNB it's a South African bank, First National Bank. It's for South Africa. So South Africa will not allow someone to register another website with fnb.maybe.co.za, or that's the reason why you find this different. So this means whenever you put your information to any site, you must check the domain. Mostly, this is always a name of the company, and this is a country where it register. If I come here, I will tap a top level name of Nigeria. It's NJ. So the NJ is a top level name. So this is the AYI Training Center website. But if I tap here, www.nj.ay.nj and press enter, you're gonna see I may get something or not something. Look here what I'm getting now here. This is not AYI. Let's say you wanna purchase a cost per AYI. So you give your money here. It's none of our problem because we ask you where did you put your money, because we are in South Africa. That will register.co.za. So this is in Nigeria because it's AYI.Nigeria. So this domain is registered in Nigeria. So I cannot judge this one because it's not mine, but I'm just giving example. Let's say you are dealing with us, you come to register any cost from AYI, and you want to register any course at AYI, then you reach to this particularly you get now. So if you don't see .co.za, you don't trust it. That's the reason why I give example for FNB. I have a bank for FNB. If I come here, I can put my username here and password login. But if I come here, I cannot log here because why? Firstly, it's not South Africa. It's registered in France, and secondly, it's not secure. www.fnb.com. Now, .com can also use as internationally because .com is for America, for US, but it's also as international. Look what I'm getting here. It's secure. I don't know much about this bank. You can log in, double check which bank is it. You can put any website, like you can check. If I click here, it now shows you connection is secure or cookies site setting. So it now shows you it's secure. So like if I come here, you select here, it shows here your connection to this site is not secure. You should not enter any sensitive information on this site. For example, password or credit card, or because it could be stolen by attacker. So the system can tell you, be careful where you're putting your information. Now, we're going to move now here to the next step. Now, we understand the hypertext. Now, that's why it's very important. Any website you open, it must be transferred with a secure, because when you tap something, it's going back. Now, to understand this, let's discuss about internet. Then you understand why it's very important to make sure the page that you add information, it must be secure. So what internet is a global system interconnected computer network that use internet protocols support the communication between network and device. It is composed of three basic components: a server, response to protocol, transfer, and user client. These AYI images, video, you can see the video we paste, are all stored in a server. For me to read to the server, I'm using internet. Now the internet connect my computer to that particular server so that I can view the information. So the user or a client, it's me. So I'm requested on the web browser to go first for me the website and bring it to my computer. So what is a server? Now a server is a computer program or a device that provides service or share resource to other program or device called a user or a client. So this is what we call a server. Now a protocol, what is a protocol? A protocol are a set rule and internet communication for transmitting data between electronic device. So this is me on the computer and this is a server. Now this system for internet, this is what internet connects. So internet is connected my computer to this one. So when I say offline, that means this cable or whatever I'm using is disconnected. But when I mean I'm online, that means my phone or desktop or laptop and the router connect via what you call a towers or a cable or a fiber cable. A lot of systems which go to server to request bring. Now all these system connection are protocol, they are rules. So me, I'm gonna request something and I get a response. Now that's the difference. Now to understand this one, what I did now, I did create a PowerPoint. So this PowerPoint it shows. So if I go to presentations, so when I go in when I'm constant, I can use a phone, which is a client. I can use a laptop, a phone, or desktop, or any other device that have access. The first thing, what you need, internet, what is called a router. A router, it's when you're gonna get from a provider. So you go to a provider. A provider is gonna give a package of internet systems. They will tell you, according to your money, maybe uncapped or limited or data. You buy data. So they will give you a router and then they give a connection. They can give a wireless connected with no cables, or they can give you a fiber connection. A fiber connection work like this. This is a router that's given to you by a provider. Like in South Africa, we go Telecom, MTN, Vumatels, Celsi, all those, and they will depend on which package where you buy a package. So they will give you a router. So when they give you a router, if you go take a fiber connection, or the old system used to be GSL connection, but now they improved to fiber connection. It connects to this cable, and this cable under the ground are connected tower. The tower also connect to other cable under all the sea on the whole world and go to a server. Now this server are inside a place what we refer as a data center. Data center, which is a technical facility that centralizes the organization of IT operation and equipment that store, process, and distribute data and application. This information, everything you view, are stored somewhere in the world, which is what we call data center. If I tap here, data center, you're gonna see, if you go to images, you're gonna see there are different of them. This is how to look inside. So inside here, these are only high drive computers with a high storage, a big storage, where all information are stored inside here. So when you upload your images, your video, everything like in YouTube are stored on these centers. I want you to reach the AYI Training Center website. Now, this website for AYI Training Center, it's stored somewhere in a server. That server, it's in a data center, it's there. So what we did now here, AYI create a website and buy the hosting. The hosting, which is an online space on inside center that dedicated to a particular private company like Facebook, give for free to put your web page, or we rent a space. Then you will store our information about, oh guys, there are courses coming on next week about that, we put there. Then you come to your computer or phone. So the first thing, you need internet. You may have a wireless system, which is this wireless. So when you press, your computer connect to the router wireless connect to the internet tower, and then tower connect to the cable. Under the sea, the whole world is connected for a cable and go to a server to get. Now look what happened. If I click, I tap AYI, then it go and then pick up the information. So what when I press, I did a request. It went to look for the web address on the server because there are too much information inside here. So each information got its own address. That's what you call a link or a URL or a domain. So when it reaches a domain, say no, this computer want this domain to open to this computer. So when we request via what we tap on search engine website, then the server will respond to us with a particular domain web page you want through our computer. But I'm gonna click again the second time. Pay attention. If I select, look, this one is slow. I request the green and the red, and I get a response, and then the page change. Then I request for the second time. Look how fast is it. So that shows it the speed. If your internet is fast enough, your request go faster and respond you faster. Your speed of internet is fast, which is, if you want a higher speed, you need to pay more money. That's why you have this issue, this what you call 4th generation, 3rd generation, and 5th generation, which is stand for 4G, 5G, 3G. So that's the difference of the highest speed. The more speed you want, if like the highest speed now, internet is a 5G because the highest speed, depending on what speed you're using for internet. So the highest speed you want, it's the fast you're gonna get the response from your computer. So I think from here, it makes clear, you understand what is a client and what is internet and what is a server. So now all this is what we call a protocol, which allow us to request and a response. Now when we request and a response, that's the time when the information is coming, they are transferred in what we call the HTTP. If it transfer with a non-secure, it's not safe when they are coming back to your computer, because they may come with a virus, or they may collect your information and install it and send to another computer. Because I can be on this computer and you on this computer, we are connected to the same server. Like in Facebook, you can be to America, I can be to South Africa, other one can be to China, other one can be maybe to Nigeria or to Kenya or to Namibia. So they will request the same domain, we are requesting the same domain, but the information come to different connection for internet, because my internet is located to where I am, and I'm connected to my area. You are maybe on other side. But now the point is this one: if you request information to a particular website which controlled by me, and that is not safer, whatever you put there, I can download those information to my computer, I have it, and I can also go back to the server where to collect money or your credit card information and bring back to me and steal information without checking. That's the reason why you must always check your HTTPS. I think from here you must have a clear understanding of the website domain. If I want to give you the email for this particular website, let's say I give you the website for me, my website, I can give you www.emery.co.za. So I'm trying to say my email must be emery@emery.co.za. Anything that change here, it's not this website anymore. For example, if you see the email say frank@fnb.co.za, you can trust it, because why? If you look at here, this is the FNB straight, because if you remove this one here, you tap www.fnb, that is a FNB, because the top level South Africa, so you can trust it. Online blog. So these are the people send me email on blog. I don't trust, I don't know who they are. So I'm gonna try to find out who they are. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna copy. So this is the email name, but from here, after 8, it's like a book marketing tip 8. So this is gonna be a domain name. I'm gonna copy this domain and then go to open a tab and try to find who they are. I'll paste it, press enter. So you can see who they are. This is a people sending me email. So you can see here, if you click here, it's HTTPS, the website is secure, and I read them. Who are these people? Why are they sending me message? They are marketing their stuff. Why? So I can decide if I'm happy for them or not happy them, or block them. If I'm not, if I can come here, let's say I'm not happy for what I'm seeing now, I can block them or report them if it's something that I don't trust. So to finalize it, if ever I send you email, so you must make sure there is @ayi.co.za. Anything change on the top level name, on the name, it's not us. This can be my name, emery@ayi.com, or I can say, let's say there's a job application. We can say maybe job@ayi. So if there's a job at ayi.maybe UK. Remember, the UK, it's in UK. That means this is not us. So maybe you're applying a job to AYI Training Center. It's not us, because we don't have any website that is registered in UK. It may exist, but this email you send is not us. But you want to send email to us, it must be .co.za. Now, that is important for you to understand what email, so that you can check fake people and wrong people. Why are you learning WordPress? WordPress, it's you want to design a website without having a skill on coding. Why can you build a website without a skill for coding? Now, that's where I'm going to clarify the difference between a web design and a web developer. Now, whenever you design a website, there are three types of websites. There is what they call a static website design, a CMS or dynamic website, and an e-commerce website. So the static website design is a web design that converts a single or a couple page with no change data info store to a static site remain constant. Some of example of business blog portfolio event. Like example, you can see here, you can only watch, you can't change nothing here. So we give you access to view our web pages. So when you reach here, you can only watch, you can't change nothing here. That's what we refer for a static website design. So what is the CMS or dynamic website? This is the type of, it's allowed you to modify, like it's a web design that combines dynamic data. The site data are updated automatically, depend on the criteria. The purpose of a dynamic website is to create different content, manage platform, customizing management system. So if you look at Facebook here, I can come here, modify, I can put a comment, I can modify. You can also come as the followers if you're able to come here and modify this page. Now this is what we call a dynamic website, because I can change the content, I can modify the content, I can come here, modify, like here, if I click here, I can modify the company information. Then we got the e-commerce website. It is a web design composed of store that involves sale, decent e-commerce platform, encouraging you to deal with all technical part of the website. One of the best examples, I'm going to use what called Take a Lot. I'll type like takealot.com. So this does not change. So if I open here, I'm in Take a Lot. Inside here, I can buy something. I can search. I will tap laptop. So it's got a search, but I'm still to the same domain. Can you see? I'm in the same domain, and it gives me different link where I can have a web page that shows me the computer price, and also I can buy it. I can add to the cart, and I can check. I can read more about it. Now this is what we call an e-commerce website. So it's focused on allow people to create an account, modify and purchase and request and leave the comment. Now, what is a web designer? A web designer is a designer that brings a website to life and more focused on determining a site layout, shape, color, font, link, set. So your purpose as a web designer, you just want to make a place look more beauty, nice, everything. That is what you call a web design. Now, what is a web development? A web development is a programming work involved in developing a website for the internet, World Wide Web, interact, private. Now, let me go down. What is a web developer? A web developer is a programmer who uses programming language to develop a World Wide Web application using a client-server model and other different type of software with the help of several program languages. These applications typically include HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and client, PHP, ASP.NET, Python, Node, Go, Java, and other language, and HTTP as a communication between. So this is where, if you want to become a web designer or a web developer, so when you become a web developer, it's fall in three categories. You got a front end, back end, and a full stack. A front end website, it is a side of view that client, the visual side, the website. This developer focus much on client service development, mostly use three main typical language: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So if I show this image, so most of the front end focus on design that you view on your computer, on your phones, everything. Whereby a back end or website is a website view server. Here, the web developer focus much on developing the server system or the structure of the communication of the internet. The technician need a higher level of coding and the ability to programming different language skill. The back-end developer must at least have the skill in two or more of the most popular language between like Python, Django, PHP, SPN, NetPad, Node, GSS, Go, Rabbit. So if you look at here on this here, people who work on this side to develop a system that send information to view for you. That's what called a back end, because you need a higher skill on coding. Then you got a full stack development. A full stack development, it's a technician that have a skill for front end and back end. So if you are able to develop a system, software to control website systems, and also develop a front end, that's what we call a full stack. On this video, we're not going to discuss much about HTML, JavaScript, this language, but if you go to class of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, that class we will focus much about this, clarify much about front end, back end, full stack. But here we're just giving you introduction, what different of front end, back end, and full stack. In order for you to work on as a web designer or a web developer, you need to use some of these. They can use text editor, they can use IDE or web designing software or website builder to design a website. What is a text editor? A text editor is a computer program that allows a developer and designer use to create, edit, and a range of programming language. So those one, like maybe you want to use the HTML and CSS to create design software or programs or web pages, they will mostly use text editor or IDE. The IDE, which stands for Integrate Development Environment, is a software for building applications that combine common developer tool into a single graphic user interface and provide comprehensive facility to computer program for software development. So now this, as I say, on this HTML CSS video, we'll go deeper to clarify this. What is a website designer software? It's a computer program allowed you to design, create a website. What is a website design builder? Is a website that allowed the user to design a website with no coding skill. Now there's a difference. If you want to build a website as a web designer, you got four options. You can use a text editor, you can use the IDE, but when you use text editor and IDE, you must have a skill on coding to design any website. That's a developer. But a web designer can also use a website like Adobe Photoshop. Now, in this case here, you need skill of that particular software like Adobe Illustrator. If you don't know how to use the Adobe Illustrator, you're not going to be able to design a website. It's almost similar for coding. Before you use text editor or IDE, you also need to learn a special coding language like Java, CSS, JavaScript, HTML. But whenever you come to website builder, you don't need skill for coding. As well, you need to learn a particularly website builder. On that one, that's where we come with what you call a WordPress. So you don't need coding. No coding, no like everything. All you need is to understand how that website builder works. Now we can go to the main part of the video, as we are here for the lesson.